It's the Custard TV podcast, the one place on the web where Gat. Who the hell's Gat? I meant Gat and Murray.
That's our couple name.
Yeah. Gat and Murray, Luke, Gary and Matt talking telly on the Custard TV podcast. Myself and Matt saw each other last night.
Did we?
You had a
Was that
romantic.
you?
God, that was. Oh, I thought. God, he doesn't remember.
It must be nice of you to catch up since you had that weekend away together in Edinburgh. You know.
Well, it is, and I've never seen Matt not wearing a lanyard.
Quite a sweaty night in London.
Yeah, every night is, fellas.
What I don't understand is the pair of you were in London, and yet, you know,
in a small sort of netted area
room
in a London hotel.
Yeah, it's with Rylan.
I know London's
With
a big
Rylan
place for you,
and Richard Madeley.
And Judge Rinder.
And Luke had a very big heart-to-heart with his uncle Nick Knowles.
Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I love the show. I always have. What are the ones you got coming up? What can you tell us?
Well, we've got 5 that we've actually made that are already on the shelf, ready to go.
Okay.
From all over different parts of the country, and then we've got one really special one coming up to do with the very famous London hospital that we're not allowed to talk about.
No. Does it still get you emotionally, like it does the viewer?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. It's a great thing to be part of. It's really fun to do. I get to make like 300 new friends every time I go to do one. They're just the best things in the world. It's people helping people, which is just the way things should go.
Do you still struggle to get people to help? Because I know there was one in Birmingham where not a lot of people were turning up.
No. That was the one in Manchester.
Oh, right.
And we were doing 52 houses in 15 days. We did an entire street.
Yeah, I remember.
So we had about 300, but we needed about 1,000 builders. But they all turned up in the end. So once we appealed for them,
it just gives you a good faith in people. The show. I think that's why it's such a hit.
I think it means a lot to the country when people, because if people who have a child with a disability or have a husband that's had a brain hemorrhage or something like that, they feel very isolated. So I think the program does the opposite of what the recent budget did, which is actually makes people think that people care.
Yes, I did.
Are you trying to tell me that people from television are nice and real and human?
I mean, you don't watch Corrie, but you're able to hold a good conversation with Gail Platt for about 10 minutes.
How many husbands is that now? Do we even know?
I've lost count.
No, I think most people have at this point.
Brian, Martin.
Yeah.
Is it 5 husbands and 6 marriages?
Oh, thank goodness you're
That's a skill.
There we go. It's only an opening game there.
5 husbands and 6
Is it 5
marriages.
husbands?
Oh, yes, because I married
one twice.
I married one twice.
You were on the red carpet thing?
It was a blue carpet, but yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
We were there while it was being hoovered as well. So that was
Do you want to? My most disappointing moment of the night, and I was really looking forward to speaking to Tom Courtney of Unforgotten. We loved Unforgotten, if you remember, and it was really awkward.
Yeah,
it was really awkward.
But he's a bit of an awkward interview. I've heard it, and I should have mentioned that to you before. But
we should have really. I started off saying we really loved Unforgotten, and we had a great time with it, and you know, there's a lot of crime drama. He goes, well, not that I watch it. And I said, well, what do you watch? Well, I don't watch drama.
I wouldn't say he's quite eccentric, isn't he? He's sort of...
Yeah, but I didn't know how to be on his level, I suppose.
He's a bit of an actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But good to sort of be in his company, I think, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
We had some better... I think your best interviews last night were with Mark Bonner and with Jason Watkins.
Jason Watkins.
Who's Jason?
He was lovely.
The Lost Honor. Did you see that, Gary, in the end? The Lost Honor of Christopher Jeffries?
Yes, I did see that. That was the guy that got accused of the...
Yes.
The guy playing him in that.
The guy playing him.
Okay, yeah.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Luke. Does it still surprise you that the Last Honor of Christopher Jeffries is still doing the rounds at these things?
That's a very good point. We did make it. I think we made it about 3 years ago now. So, I mean, it's actually filmed it.
Yeah.
But it's because of the way the RTS has its catchment area, obviously, we're in this zone. But yeah, I mean, it has had a long life. It's now sort of on Netflix Netflix as well, worldwide, and on iTunes here. So it's got a continuing audience, expanding audience throughout the world. So
have you ever been recognised as Christopher Jefferies at all?
I was recognised when we were filming it.
Yeah.
One of his neighbours who was on the other side of the road sort of waved, "Hello, Christopher." So
that's brilliant.
I kind of knew that we'd
You're on to a winner already then.
Yeah.
Is there more pressure playing a real person as opposed to a completely different character that nobody knows?
It's a guide.
Yeah.
He is a guide, and I like playing characters and like impersonators. So that's your guide. But yeah, particularly in this situation where we'd enjoyed so much and the subject matter and the murder itself, then you want to get it right.
Was he happy or unhappy at the end?
He was happy. As much as he would show it, he was very happy.
And Adam from Don't Take My Baby.
Yeah, Adam Long. Gemma Chan, she was
Gemma
nice,
Chan,
from Humans.
lovely.
How was it doing that first series? And can you tell us anything about the second?
We start filming it in April.
Okay.
I've read the first 2 episodes, and they're very exciting. I'll probably get told off if I say anything more than that, but there are some really great new characters.
How hard is it to become Anita every time? Does it take some time, or...?
Yeah, really hard. I think I've forgotten how to do it.
Yeah, that would be
back into synth camp.
Is that like the X Factor boot camp, but less?
Yeah. Pretty much. So there are places.
Yeah.
You've had a bit of a showbiz week as well, Gary, haven't you?
Have I?
Yeah, you had Peppa Pig round.
Oh, yeah, Peppa Pig was round.
Did you meet Harry Hill in the end? Was that?
No, yes. I didn't. No, unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Harry Hill because it was today and I couldn't go. I've been told
not for this. You didn't.
You didn't.
Oh no! This was during the day.
I could have got him on the podcast.
Luke.
Hey everybody, here's our Stag.
Gary.
I'd never heard of him before today.
And Matt.
He's a professional.
Talking telly.
Try it, just for 1 week. Just try the program for 1 week.
This is the Custard TV Podcast.
Very small short on the news this week after a bumper at the set last week. Really, the only renewal that we've heard about is that Vikings, that you can watch on Amazon Prime, has been renewed for season 5. Again, that's another one on the mythical list that I'd like to go back.
What is Vikings?
I've watched half of series 1 and quite liked it. I got to the bit where, not really any kind of spoiler, the Vikings invade. Now, oh gosh.
Oh, where was it? Newport Pagnell.
No, but it is a bit like that. It's not the Watford Gap. No, it's Lindisfarne. They invade Lindisfarne, which was...
God knows what Linda would have thought of that.
Well, yeah.
And also, the Fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine.
Name the group that sung that with Gaza.
Lindisfarne, wasn't it?
Oh, wasn't it? No, it was Lindisfarne. Sorry.
That was what I was...
That isn't part
That's like a reverse joke.
I know. Did you get that question off your quiz cards?
No, thank goodness. That's gone. Very quickly as well, I just wanted to say, not that I'm up to saying about other podcasts, but there's an excellent podcast just launched this week.
Oh, come on, Gary, have a day off.
They're going to be reviewing each episode of The West Wing. And it actually is starring one of the stars of The West Wing, Joseph Molina, who appears in one of the later... Joshua Molina, thank you very much. And he appears in the later series, but they're going back and they've just reviewed...
Will Bailey.
Will Bailey, that's it, well done. And if you're a West Wing nut like me and, an Aaron Sorkin fan, they've got interviews with some of the people that are on the show. They've got sort of links to other Aaron Sorkin shows, actors who appeared in various episodes, what else they appeared in.
You're going to be a mess when they get to that. You've got a job, I've got a job. You're going to be a wreck when they get to that stage, aren't
but
you?
I've got 2 years. I wanted to find out: are any of us still watching American Crime Story: O.J. Simpson versus the People? And what do we think?
Yeah, but I love how you manage to change the title every week. I love that.
What is it? It's an American
O.J.
crime
Simpson.
Story.
It's American Crime Story: The People versus O.J. Simpson.
Oh, I just got it the wrong way round. That's not changing.
I know, but
anyway. Pedants, go ahead, tell me.
No, I'm not.
No, I think
I'm put off by all the Kardashian references, and I just think David Schwimmer is awful.
I don't know if they know what sort of tone they're going for, because occasionally it feels like a sort of trashy, docudrama sort of thing, and then other times it's trying to be a bit West Wing and a bit serious. So it's sort. I think tonally, it doesn't quite know what it wants to be.
This week's episode and last week's episode featured 0 David Schwimmer for fans of.
But I'd also need virtually no John Travolta as well for me to be able to enjoy
they
it
have
fully.
to kind of keep him in it. I mean,
I think there's a bit too much O.J. Simpson for my liking.
Well, yeah.
There was 2 good things about it. Was Cuba Gooding Jr. and Sarah Paulson. They're my favourite.
Sarah Paulson
is much more heavily featured. The last 2 episodes have featured much more on her storyline. You know, it does feel like a kind of a trashy show at times. I do agree with that, but also it is quite a good legal drama. I mean, the situation.
That's what I mean, though, Gary.
It's too. Yeah. All the good stuff gets hidden.
We're now very much in the legal part. So I mean, if you wanted to come back to the show, you know, or run and watch it, you are very much in the legal side of it. You know, you're now in trial. You've had your pre-motions. You've got all your, you know, objection, your honour, and sniping and things like that.
Sorry, I was laughing at pre-motions then.
Thank you. Yes,
yeah, so was I. Yeah, I was thinking of suppositories. Indeed. Okay.
So yes, that is West. I'm back.
I'm really intrigued at what At 11ish is.
It's an ITV2.
Yeah, let me get Gary. You can talk about this while I go and
basically this was an ITV. It's the new 11 o'clock show. Not really. I mean, it's this attempt to do kind of satirical humour every week at the same time and call it At 11ish with an at sign rather than the word at.
Because ITV2 want as many tweets on this, probably.
Indeed. And it's new comics, which basically means no one you've ever heard of. Which doesn't do them any good. And the satire wasn't in any way new. If you want good satire, Radio 4's The Now Show, Have I Got News for You, anything else does it much, much better. And
Mock the Week when that's on.
Yeah, Mock the Week when that's
tonight
on.
With John Oliver. Last week with John Oliver.
Oh, like that. I mean, that's the king of it at the moment. I mean, you know, and for some extent, you know, the Russell Howard's Good News is a good example. And The Last Leg, far better. Don't waste your time with this unless you're a fan or a family member of the audience of the.
I always wonder when a channel like ITV2 does this sort of thing, do they honestly believe these sort of things are going to take off? Because A, they're on at 11 o'clock at night. B, as you say, nobody you've ever heard of is on it, and C, they hardly ever promote it at all. So you wonder whether they just try their luck and see what sticks.
I think as well, yeah. I mean, I think it's fairly cheap to make. You know, it's a single studio show, and then it's sort of skits and things. So I don't know. I mean, there was nothing that grabbed me. I know we've said a lot about comedy that you need to perhaps give it time, but I didn't really feel I wanted to invest anything in it. And I don't see it catching on at all. And as you say, but maybe with ITV2, because they have low expectations, maybe this will get picked up because, it meets that low expectation. We're trying to be cool, we're also trying to be satirical, but it didn't work.
Okay, Trapped was a 10-part Icelandic drama that Matt, Gary and myself both thought was I think it's fair to say it's
thoughts, not both. There's 3 of us.
Yeah, both and Gary. Thought that it was, I would call it the most pleasant drama surprise of the year. It came out of Iceland. I probably wouldn't have. I mean, I'm into my foreign dramas.
The best thing to come out of Iceland since chicken tikka lasagna.
No, or prawn balls or whatever they are.
King prawn spoons.
That's the one. Yeah, and Peter Andre. But no, Kerry Katona. I'm gonna go with
Stacey Solomon for me.
Oh, come on, yeah. Okay, so it was a surprise. I'm into my foreign drama, but if you haven't watched it...
You are now.
I am. I'm bored if I see anything in English now. But I do... this may have passed me by. It was only because Matt said, do you want to watch it and talk about it, that I watched it.
Well, I watched it and thought Luke will love this, because it's just
and
sort of the atmosphere. Do you want to talk, because we've talked about it before, so do you want to talk about the ending and the revelations about the various murders?
Well, you're always better at doing the summing up than I am.
Well,
so
basically, at the end of the 2 murders that we knew of were the body that was found in the harbour, like the torso was all that was found, later on the mayor who was burnt alive, and the police from Reykjavik basically tried to pin both of the murders on